make this a competitive series. I expected to go 7 games, but Gale Force comes out on top. But we're gonna find out what actually happens because game 1 of our second semifinals is already underway. It is Gale Force in blue, EnVyUs in orange, winner going to play NRG in the grand finals. Remco quickly pushing it towards the net, and Devo coming for support, knocked away. Breezy tries the old wraparound and giving it off to Turbo now. Just a little bit of back and forth between EnVyUs and Gale Force. EnVyUs with quick 2 shots on goal. Devo was looking for a third and could not connect there.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention the last time these two teams played was in the Summer Series, and it was 4-1 in favor of Gale Force. Let's see if that replays itself, as a lot of the people on the desk predicted that same series. Oh,
it was a nice bop on top of his car top by K-Dop. And going high off the ceiling, Greasymeister forced back onto the ball, and Turbo cannot find it. Breezy able to clear it out, at least for a moment. And Devo slaps it right back into Gale Force territory. Remco back to Devo. The shot off the post, 1-0 EnVyUs.
The net was open for Devo. He didn't have to make this good of a shot, but I guess if you want to, you can.
Devo can do whatever. Devo's a god. He's allowed to do whatever he wants. That's it. 3:46 left to go in this game. It's 1-0 EnVyUs scoring first. Gale Force down early, and now trying to play the bully was Turbo. And K-Dop gonna push it straight back in. K-Dop against Remco and Devo. Devo getting sent away. Greasy chasing it downfield. Knocked away by Turbo. Remco against Turbo. K-Dop, it was a little bit of a double commit. That's gonna be a free goal for EnVyUs. You see 2-man going up for that, results in a goal.
This is a terrifying look if you are Gale Force. Devo already has 2 goals, and it's not even been 2 minutes into the first game. You have to shut down Devo if you want to beat EnVyUs. There's no other way. The kid is too good.
It's one way that EnVyUs comes out of this series is if Devo just pops off and carries his team to victory. Maybe he doesn't have to carry, but he definitely has to be on point. So far, it's been the case. Obviously, a mistake out of... Remco can just score 3-0.
Well, I mean, Remco says, okay, well, you missed. I'm going to score this.
I was about to say off of mistakes from Gale Force, and they made another mistake, and just... It's like almost I predicted the future here. 3-0 for EnVyUs. Shocking start.
So if you want to compare Gale Force now as they were 2 days ago, they've already conceded more goals than they did in this one game than they did in the 6 games they played in the first day.
It's a lot of goals, considering. Now, EnVyUs looking to keep the pressure up. Here comes Devo, knocking it straight back down. Waiting is Greasymeister. Cannot find it around Violent Panda. Coming down slow and met by Greasy and Remco. Keeping it in play, Turbo Pulsa. Shot turned away by Devo. K-Dop pushed away by Remco. And now Envy moving on the offensive. But Turbo getting this down over to K-Dop, broken up by Greasymeister. Forced Panda to get it back out to Turbo. Great challenges on the passes from EnVyUs as they are maintaining this 3-goal lead as we approach 2 minutes left. A nice shot by Violent Panda puts them within 2.
Using the ceiling to his advantage here with a quick double jump to catch the defense off guard. He's just going to get right up. See, Greasy actually misreads that ball and tries to get down to the ground as fast as possible to get back over to the net. But once he got up in the air, oh no, it's going off the ceiling. But then there wasn't enough time.
Greasy moving this downfield. You can see EnVyUs don't think that they're content with this 2-goal lead. Violent Panda flipping it by Remco. What, Greasymeister able to get this out. Here's Devo. Knocked away by Turbo, finding K-Dop. The shot towards the net just wide. In support is Turbo, and a great save by Greasy.
That was for sure on target. Greasymeister getting barely just enough of it out. EnVyUs has a 2-goal lead, and they're looking really good.
Oh, off the ceiling.
I say that.
We mentioned it the last 2 days, Fickle. It's this top corner where the wall and the backboard, or the ceiling and the backboard meet, where it just drops straight back down. You see pro players using that more and more. It's so hard to read coming down towards the net. And now Gale Force storming back into this game. They are only down 1 goal with 1:20 left to go. That's a quick pass and a great save by K-Dop. Violent Panda with the recovery to get it out to the corner. K-Dop, can he get this one downfield from the center? Turbo redirects it outwards. But here, Greasy Meister gonna flick it over, but Devo not able to get to the ball in time. Pinches it.
What a pinch.
Back towards the net.
Interesting strategy there, not trying to carry it up the wall. Ooh, a rare miss there from the side of EnVyUs. 54 seconds remaining in game number 1. EnVyUs has not scored in the last 3 minutes of this game. All their goals came in the first 2 minutes.
Running away now. Devo trying to get it away from K-Dop. Greasy gonna opt for Turbo. Not Greasy, excuse me. Panda opting for Turbo. Devo with the shot! Caught out.
I cannot speak volumes enough from this clear from Greasy. That was an insanely powerful clear from the backboard he was at. So if you can imagine the half volley, but on the wall, that's exactly how he cleared it out. He let the ball hit the backboard and then turned into it right at the exact moment it bounces off for incredible power, and the defense is way caught off guard.
Devo has a hat trick now in this game number 1. 6 shots on goal. Both of his teammates have 2 assists. Racking those up here. It's going to be Greasy pushing this out, and they have to score time left. That is Gale Force if they want to tie this up, but time is ticking down. EnVyUs keeping the ball away. Turbo looking for a quick shot. He gets it and not able to save it. 6 seconds left, and Gale Force is not out of this.
This is a really hard angle to hit for Turbo. He has to get so far around it and then turn into it. And the really cool thing about that shot is that he puts his back of the car, which is not the most powerful portion of it, but probably I think the second most powerful. And then you turn into it, hitting it with the top of it, creating power.
Looks like K-Dop was looking for a hard clear. Turbo getting over. There's Violent Panda!
Oh my God.
And there's an incredible save by Devo. A great read. K-Dop keeping it in play. EnVyUs looking to take game number 1. Gale Force, I thought that game was tied.
Man, Gale Force almost brought that back. After being down 3 goals within the first 2 minutes of that game, they almost managed to reclaim that victory.
I just needed a moment of silence because that last shot and Devo able to get up in time. It's not easy to get up to the top of the net in an instant to make a save like that. And I think EnVyUs knows now a 3-goal lead isn't good enough.
So now, Gale Force has lost their very first game of this tournament. That statement in itself is ridiculous. But the fact of the matter is, how are they going to respond off of this loss? Because they've previously not had to have this scenario.
I think Gale Force knows, specifically almost coming back, they got this. Just got to relax. 3 early goals is hard to come back from. So as long as they play solid defense, what they were good all weekend at doing, get back to that, play well, get those solid defensive rotations, get it downfield, and you will take game number 2. EnVyUs, put the pedal to the metal and try to take a 2-0 series lead. Game number 2 of this best of 7 is underway. Again, winner moving on to play NRG. K-Dop trying to get around this ball. Greasy fights him off for it. It was a scrum off to the side and knocked away back into EnVyUs territory. Devo, who in the understatement popped off for his team in game number 1, was absolutely critical. Remco and Greasy both back to pull this off to the side. Greasy downfield. Panda having to come up and throw that one to the side. Getting punished as he got demolition. A shot is way off to the side by Remco. And now Violent Panda. Quick shot turned away by Devo, and K-Dop coming quickly, but it's cleared away by Greasy Meister.
Yeah, already a more quiet game in game number 2. We'll see if Gale Force can settle down their defense like we saw it from yesterday, as we haven't had a goal in this one yet, whereas the last one we already saw 2 in from EnVyUs.
Oh, a great bounce for Greasy Meister, but it doesn't result in a goal, and then the rebound from Devo hits the post and goes wide. EnVyUs opportunity, but just high and just wide, and a pitch backwards calculated back pass to Devo.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird. As I mean, it goes right back into the defender for to the attacker for EnVyUs, which is good. But I don't know if that was exactly what he was trying to plan.
Weird is the right adjective. Turbo and Devo, no one can find that ball, and then a shot light by Remco, saved by K-Dop, immediately cleared downfield to Panda. Panda just gonna opt here for Turbo. And Gale Force trying to find more than 2 shot opportunities as we're more than a minute and a half into this game. Greasy going down over to Devo, but cleared back again. Panda finding K-Dop. And Remco looking for Devo, a shot light turned by Turbo. Not a lot going just yet for either of these teams, waiting for that either solid passing play or just something to open up. K-Dop, the short hop air dribble, was knocked away by Devo.
Yeah, as we approach halftime, both teams still in that ping pong phase. EnVyUs does have the 1-game advantage in this best of 7, but a best of 7 is incredibly long in a game in a title of Rocket League.
Greasy had to fight off K-Dop to try to get up for the ball. EnVyUs finds it in their own territory yet again, but great clears have kept it away from the net. K-Dop off the ceiling, a light shot turned away by Greasy. Greasy coming back down, picked off by Turbo, knocked away by Devo. But Gale Force on the assault. Here's Panda, high off the backboard, looking for somebody. It's gonna be Turbo, but a light shot towards the box is gonna be easily knocked away by EnVyUs.
Yeah, quite a bad finish there from Turbo. He had a lot of time to try to place that. Can he get it again? No, K-Dop is robbed by Remco on the near post. We are still scoreless in game 2.
Devo, Greasy, and Remco all in the corner as they look to spread out now. And Devo takes command, thrown away. And Greasy Meister using all of his boost to get up to this ball. And Panda has an easy pass to Turbo. Turbo completely misses off of that angle, but gets behind K-Dop. Devo looking for Greasy. Greasy off to the side, taking it down to Gale Force's corner. Playing it slow, whoops it over Turbo. But it goes back again to Gale Force. This ball has changed hands so many times. It might be a quick pass down the middle, and there it is. K-Dop taking that pass from Violent Panda. It's 1-0 for Gale Force.
Yeah, really hard situation there for Remco. If he doesn't hit that ball, it goes right back into the middle. Even though he stops it, it wasn't enough from the angle he comes in, and a beautiful infield pass to Gale Force. Gale Force now with their first lead in this series.
EnVyUs going to have to fight back here as Remco is fighting everybody to try to give his teammates a chance at the ball, but it's cleared back down. Here's Gale Force, it's K-Dop off the crossbar. It is Violent Panda to make it 2-0 with a minute 14 left.
2 quick ones from Gale Force, and K-Dop was up so fast to hit that ball. Devo was left on the ground. I'm guessing, I'm just guessing, that he didn't have the boost to want to challenge that. He was just going to wait for the ball to come back off the backboard. But K-Dop actually put it so far off to the left side of the net that Devo's angle in the goal was never going to be able to get there.
K-Dop again coming off the backboard. There's a shot by Panda, turned away quickly by Devo. Down 2 goals. EnVyUs is going to have to mount a comeback of their own in game number 2. Devo and Remco looking for that, and a great shot is turned away by Greasy Meister. Violent Panda keeping it in the box, in the corner. 45 seconds left. Devo looking for Greasy, but it's picked off here by K-Dop. He's got a one-on-one, and that's an easy shot for K-Dop as it's 3-0.
This ball sneaks by. It looks like an easy shot, but the way that K-Dop positioned himself here, he cut outside, which would normally you would think you would put it away from your car, but then he swipes right back on the inside and hits it to the near post, and it makes it very, very confusing and challenging to see where he's going to try to put that dribble.
If you were questioning Gale Force's their ability, well, I think they might have silenced you after game number 2 here, barring any shenanigans from EnVyUs, as they are looking to convincingly tie this series up in game 2 and force at least game number 5. Turned away is Violent Panda over to Turbo and throwing it opposite side. Time is ticking down. In 10 seconds, it's nigh impossible to score 4 goals, and Gale Force is running away with game 2.
Well, I talked about how Gale Force was, questioning how they were going to respond to that loss, and this is quite the response.
That's how you respond.
Clean sheet on their defense and 4 goals to boot against EnVyUs, the current world champions.
And Devo doesn't have 8 shots on net. which he had, I believe, it was 6 or 8 shots that he had, only 3 in this game. EnVyUs forced to make 6 saves in this series against Gale Force, missing 3 shots, or 4 shots going into the net, and Gale Force looking so strong. This team, it's not... The reason Gale Force is so strong, they hadn't lost a game so far, and the only question that you could have had about Gale Force is how will they react when they lose? It's sometimes not about how long you can stay up, but how you get up after being knocked down. And Gale Force just, they came up, Gale Force is falling onto the ground, like kicked them as they were like rising. So this has been a great showing by Gale Force. Now EnVyUs has to respond the same way. This is a game of adjustments. They have to be able to adjust. They have to be able to control the ball. Gale Force just kept it away from them the whole game.
If you look at the quality of player in this match, every single one of these players, I believe, has been in the grand finals of an RLCS tournament.
Yes.
We have
all of them. Grand
finalists and world champions both scattered among both teams.
These are the best of the best.
It's actually a ridiculous player pool.
It doesn't get any. They don't call Gale Force, or they aren't calling Gale Force a super team for no reason. These, and EnVyUs as well. These guys are so good. I expect EnVyUs to come back in this game 3, make it competitive, but Gale Force showing their dominance. Are they truly a tier above the rest of the teams in Rocket League? As this series continues, Gale Force looks to take the lead in the series and continue their road to the grand finals in the Rocket League X Games. Off we go. Again, facing NRG in the grand finals, whoever wins. Devo and Remco working to move it out, but shot right back down. Here comes K-Dop, almost finding that ball, but Greasy and Devo now in the corner. Greasy and Devo both working so nicely. These passing plays are actually kind of crazy as close as they've been to each other. And Panda is able to roll it out finally. Remco having to knock it away from the net.
I was going to mention that Greasy was really the only player on EnVyUs that I saw actually trying to go for demos. In that last offensive push, I saw Devo going for a demo, which I could be wrong, but I normally don't see him going for that. I wonder if they're maybe trying a new strategy here with him playing way more aggressive.
I mean, their rotations in the offensive zone have been beautiful. There's a demolition and a double tap. Wow, saved by Remco. What a read as this one goes back to midfield and EnVyUs keeps the game at 0.
It was actually kind of hard to see what was going on there because the physical smoke from the demolition caused a little bit of a blackout there, but somehow Remco saves that double touch off the backboard, but can't stop that one as Violent Panda is going to be first on the board.
These aren't easy shots off the back wall. A great job by Panda flipping it over to EnVyUs defenders. Crazy Meister just missing the ball with the top of his car, but you feel like even if he had hit that one, he might have just owned goal to the top.
Man, sneaky angle there. 9 out of 10 times when you're playing the ball in the corner there, you want to try to cross it out into mid. Oh. And he didn't think the shot was going to be coming. Nice save there from Turbo. And whenever you sneak it on the inside like that, the amount of space you have is so small that it's almost not even worth defending that location because it's not going to go in. The one time that it does, though, it burns you.
Turbo looking, or Panda looking to go low. And K-Dop pushing it back to Panda. Panda throwing it to Turbo, coming towards the net. Off the cross, I actually did not hit the crossbar. Devo was the crossbar as he makes that save. K-Dop trying to flip it over Remco. And now pushed back in. Here's Greasy looking for Remco, broken up by Panda. Panda 2 taps to K-Dop. K-Dop, it's towards the net, but Greasy breaks that opportunity up. Devo not able to find the connection, and this one going to be sent back to midfield. Oh, it's a nice tap looking for Panda from Turbo, but EnVyUs turns it straight back around. There's no one in the net, but coming back quickly to make that save was Turbo from the corner. And a quick shot again is too wide, and it was light, turned away by K-Dop.
Yeah, quite the save from Turbo Pulsar there, actually getting a really good distance off of it from pinching it off of his own post. I'm always impressed with the amount of power that these guys are able to get on their clears. When they don't get that power, that's when you see the ball get put into their own net. So they actually have to have that consistency if they don't want to get scored on.
There are 4 shots, or 5 shots now for Gale Force to 2 from EnVyUs, both coming from Devo, who has been the striker for EnVyUs in this series so far. And trying to clear this one out is both Greasy and Devo. Pushed back in by Violent Panda. Back Remco, Flipping it over one, Remco. It's a 1v1, it's a 2v1 actually. He flips it, tries to get it by Turbo, and a great save. Turbo, he had to wait until that shot, and that can be a death knell, but he makes a great save.
Man, Remco had all the advantage in that play, yet somehow...
The backboard, a double commit allows the save, but Remco's coming back for the shot. It's a wide angle and turned away by K-Dop. Coming back, it's not over. Devo, high against the backboard, turned away by Panza to K-Dop to get it back to midfield. But Greasy Meister wants to keep this alive. He cannot, as Turbo throws it into EnVyUs territory.
EnVyUs has not scored for the last 8 minutes, if you count last game. They are still being shut out by Gale Force, which is exactly what we saw from Gale Force in day number 1.
It was a nice pass, but just off target. Remco looking to make up for it. That's a goal. It's 1-1. EnVyUs tying it.
All I have to do is mention that, you know, EnVyUs is not scoring, and Remco is going to put it in.
Such a tight window pass from Breezy, too.
Yeah, a little bit of a defensive mistake there from Violent Panda. He wanted an absolute boomer of a clear and actually mistimed it and ended up not hitting it at all, which is strictly objectively worse than, you know, hitting it lightly.
EnVyUs finally finding a goal after about 8.5 minutes of being shut out. Remco with the challenge allows Devo to move forward. He has been doing the dirty work for EnVyUs, keeping them in this game. All of those middle clears that you don't get any credit for in the game. Well, Remco has been solid foundation for this squad. 50 seconds left to go. We might be headed to overtime as these two teams are looking for the advantage. And Remco just gonna dump it out as we're still going back and forth. The demolition's coming out. Turbo played it so slow, and coming back to make the save as he gets sent to his death is Remco. Here comes Greasy to Devo, turned away by Panza and K-Dop. That shot headed towards the net, and a nice challenge by Remco. Actually coming back, K-Dop and Greasy. Had he not gotten in front of that, that would have been a goal for K-Dop. Still in front of the box, Panza and Turbo both looking to move this towards Greasy, over towards the box, and Turbo, you can't give that ball the dangling tomato. He's gonna eat it every time.
Turbo Pulsa, always so consistent with his shooting. I don't think I've seen him miss so far in this series. They have to block Turbo if they want to have any chance of getting back in this series. He's playing very, very, very consistent.
Not over just yet. 10 seconds to go. And as soon as they saw that whiff, they are moving quickly. Here, almost trying to get a shot down. Turbo Pulsa turns it away. He's going to knock it over for Panza. Remco keeping it up, and it's down. And Gale Force takes the lead in the series 2-1.
All right, Gale Force now with 2 wins in a row, looking like they have the momentum in this game. A lot closer of matches between the European teams, as we saw some of the score lines from NRG versus Selfless get like 4-1, 6-1, 5-0. So,
well, I mean, it was 4-0 last game for this one.
Very true.
And I think, and I just wanted to mention, you know, it was a great job by EnVyUs to really shore up the defense, and actually had some solid offensive opportunities and some great saves out of Gale Force, kept them in position to win the game, and just really a poor clear out in the middle of their own zone gave Turbo what essentially is a free goal when you just leave it hanging like that. So I definitely expect EnVyUs. It's not out of the question to say that they can tie the series up.
Well,
Game number 4. Game number 4.
Game number 4.
Game number 4. Gonna get underway.
Counting is hard as we see the
we
fans
don't do
in the crowd over there. And I like the fans as well. They're actually rooting for these European teams.
It's nice.
Well,
Everyone,
it's actually kind of easy for them since there's not a North American.
they don't have to root for.
Yeah, they
North
don't.
America.
They don't have to root against EU.
No one will
they
call
can
you.
just,
No one will call you a traitor if you root for the EU team in the grand finals. Cheer for whoever you like. This is a video game. Now, K-Dop pushing it towards midfield. Staying on it here. Gale Force looking to continue great defensive output. Is defensive output a thing? Is that a? You're not really outing. You're not scoring anything. There's a shot by Greasy, turned away by Turbo. Another shot by Remco, turned away by Turbo.
Turbo Pulsa is ridiculous.
Oh, and Devo tried to get it away, but K-Dop challenges him straight off the bat. How did Turbo recover in time?
He actually had that very same recovery in the summer series. There was a shot on target that he had to dive for, and then he recovered in time to get the second save. This guy is all over the pitch.
Remember during RLCS when people were questioning whether or not that Northern Gaming was going to be the same Northern Gaming with Turbo Pulsa and not Maestro? And now Turbo, it just seems like no matter where he goes, his presence is so dominant no matter what. He is such a good player. K-Dop keeping it in midfield, but it's going to be EnVyUs looking to take control. Some great goaltending, keeping this scoreline at 0. And Turbo going up real high to tap it away over to K-Dop. Back and forth a little bit. Greasy popping it up for Devo, challenged by Violent Panda. Remco now looking for Greasy. Greasy just gonna let it drop, and the ball just hanging around. And K-Dop looking for Panda, and a great challenge by Remco sends it away. K-Dop with the pick, rolling up the back wall. Turned away by Remco.
That was a really interesting jump there from K-Dop. Didn't actually have all wheels on the ground, and kind of, when he tried to jump, he like skidded across the ground. That was kind of weird.
A wide angle shot, quickly flew back was Greasy Meister, and he gets sent away as Panda blows him up. Now it's gonna be Panda on the assault to Turbo. Turbo to K-Dop. K-Dop with the high shot. The ball's still there, but cleared away by Remco quickly. That was a nice little passing play by Gale Force, just could not finish off the backboard. Turbo's shot is turned away by Devo. K-Dop now against the back wall, gets a nice double tap, but it is sent to the opposite side of the zone. Devo playing the corners and the back wall real nicely there. And we are at the halfway point in this game. It's still 0-0.
Devo's being forced to play defensively, and when Devo is not playing aggressively for EnVyUs, it's not a good look for them. I remember talking to them at the finals, you know, back when they were under Northern Gaming, and they're like, Devo said, I cannot play well if I'm not on the attack. And that's exactly what's happening here. He needs the ability to break out.
Devo is looking for a pass back to Greasy. Greasy finds the ball off the corner. Can he get the shot? Greasy Meister scores first for EnVyUs. It's 1-0.
Greasy created this play all by himself. Ooh, and actually got really fortunate off of that bounce off the player. It was a bit of a pinch, and he got like unexpected power off of that, and favorably right into the corner, into his mitts. So Greasy Meister using that pinch to his advantage and giving EnVyUs the lead.
Well, EnVyUs actually taking advantage here, but quickly turned away by Gale Force. Trying to meet on the challenge is Remco, and then Greasy. Now Panda opting for Turbo. The shot is up to the top. It's 1-1.
I already have an MVP of the series, and it's Turbo.
It's Turbo? It's Turbo.
The placement, the consistency, and the air roll shot as well. You know, you turn your card just slightly one angle and then dodge into it the opposite way that you just rolled, so you can hit it with the front left corner, front right corner of your card.
Oh, but here comes Remco off the backboard, played away by K-Dop. Devo trying to get up there. It was a double commit. Running back has to be Remco. This is going to bounce off the post and away, and K-Dop can't finish. As now all three members of EnVyUs are running towards this ball. Greasy Meister taking the point, flicking past one. Devo can't find the rebound. It's going to be turned away by Panda. Over to K-Dop. The shot turned by Devo. 1:20 left to go in this game. Gale Force and EnVyUs are still tied up. EnVyUs looking to get the advantage. There's a demolition by Greasy Meister, but Panda has the ball. Now, in their own zone, they find themselves. That is EnVyUs, and Greasy looking to turn that away yet again.
Final minute here. Game is tied up. Gale Force actually missed an open net opportunity. So
it's an open net.
Yep.
Remco from midfield. It's 2-1.
Gale Force are now trailing after they missed and squandered their opportunity from this shot from Remco. K-Dop was the last man back, and it has to go for that ball, or else it's going to get scored regardless. Gets beat out just barely, and now we have a minute remaining to see if EnVyUs is going to hang on to the lead or if Gale Force is going to rally back.
In the 6 games leading up to this series, Gale Force almost allowing another goal. Well, Greasy Meister could not find that one, but only allowing 2 goals in the 6 games that they had played. They have allowed 5 in this series against EnVyUs, and EnVyUs has the lead in game 4, looking for another one. Greasy tees it up for no one, and Panda is going to get this shot turned away. What a great aerial defense by Remco, but the ball still in the corner. Remco has to clear this out. He can't. Devo looking to back him up and at least gets it back to midfield. A quick pass to K-Dop, a little too light. Panda looking for the cleanup, challenged by EnVyUs. 15 seconds, the shot by Turbo is just high. Panda now, Gale Force keeping up the pressure. Some shots on net in the final seconds of the game, turned away by Devo. Here's another one turned away by Devo again. Turbo keeping it in play, looking the 0-second goal. He can't find it. It's off the ramp. K-Dop keeping it up, and Greasy Meister throws it onto the ground, and EnVyUs ties the series 2-2.
Mistakes from Gale Force in the final minute 30 of that match. We had the open goal miss that K-Dop was not able to put on target, and it bounced off the post for a second chance. Still were not able to get it on the target. And the misread from Violent Panda off of the wall there. What he was attempting was to just stay in the air long enough so when the ball actually hit him, there would be a place to score it.
Right.
But he was still a little bit far off the wall. He actually had the defender beat, and if he made contact, he would have scored.
We have the makings of a 7-game series here. We're going at least 6. And both of the predictions for both of these semifinals were 5-game sets. And here we are. You cannot ask for better Rocket League. If you tuned in thinking Gale Force is just going to sweep through this, this won't be that entertaining, well, this must be the most pleasant surprise for you, because this has been an entertaining series, just so back and forth between EnVyUs and Gale Force. And I love the comeback from EnVyUs. We wondered how EnVyUs would perform after struggling against some of the North American teams, seeing some cracks in their team, and they have responded thusly. 2-2 in this series. Game number 5 gonna get underway. Who will take advantage? Who will take this series to match points? We are about to find out as K-Dop, Turbo, and Violent Panda look to make good on what everybody calls them, which is the EU Super Team. EnVyUs looking to really pull off the upset. Remco looking for Devo a little too hard, and it's immediately cleared away by Violent Panda. Greasy and Turbo both fighting for this ball, and a double commit on the defense by EnVyUs here, but doesn't bite them too hard. Oh, Turbo almost finding a wide angle parallel shot, but just wide.
Man, Turbo is actually slipping up. In the last game that we saw, there was actually a shot on target that it was one of the ones he missed during the series, and he's actually been pretty good, and now he's not seeming to hit his mark.
Greasy was looking for Devo, but Devo did not have an angle, just stayed back down, playing back for Remco. Now Remco to Greasy. And Greasy find Devo just get around the corner. He cannot, Turbo pulls it away, but Remco has a shot and a great bump by Greasy Meister. EnVyUs takes the lead.
The bump here completely opens up the goal. Greasy is doing his best job here just to interfere, and man, gets a spectacular bump onto K-Dop. K-Dop is gonna save that ball if he doesn't get out of the way.
Now, 1-0 EnVyUs. Can they continue? Can they score more? You know you have to pile on more goals against this Gale Force squad. They can score on you in an instant. Here fighting in the side. Panda and K-Dop come up with it. Devo ends up knocking it straight into Turbo. Turbo with a wraparound. There's a demolition to try to set something up, but there's 2 members of EnVyUs in the net and knocked back down by EnVyUs. That's actually a light shot by Greasy Meister, turned away by K-Dop. Against the backboard, looking for the dunk was Devo. He could not find it, and K-Dop able to get it off to the corner.
K-Dop is actually known for playing like a nut. So when he's in positions that he should be in, he kind of reminds me of Jacobin a little bit. So that like he's always either going for it or in a very zany position where he's not supposed to be in. But that creates so much confusion on the side of the defense for EnVyUs that it usually works out for Gale Force.
Ooh, backing away. Here comes Violent Panda, challenged by Devo. K-Dop continuing the assault. And the defense is strong by EnVyUs. Only allowing so far in the first 2 minutes 1 shot on goal for Gale Force. And 2 for EnVyUs. It has been a defensive battle. A nice redirect is going to be just wide and turned away by Greasy Meister. Now Greasy gonna opt to just let Turbo take it back. And coming down, looked like Violent Panda wanted to just knock it down to K-Dop. Shadowed nicely by the members of EnVyUs. Remco and Greasy Meister off in the corner, slamming it against the back wall and cleared away. We are at the halfway point in game number 5. Tied up in this series is EnVyUs and Gale Force. And a shot by Devo, turned away by K-Dop and cleared away by Turbo Pulsa.
Man, Devo was up so fast with that ball and just barely misses his mark. EnVyUs still in the lead, but there's 2 minutes and 14 seconds remaining for Gale Force to come back in it. And a 1-goal lead is not safe for Gale Force.
Oh, K-Dop gets a nice pick over the center. Panda keeping it in play. Here comes Turbo, cleared away there by Remco. Greasy off the back wall, and the ceiling just rolls straight down. And Turbo Pulsa able to get it away to K-Dop. Back towards the net. EnVyUs. Less than 2 minutes left to go. They have somehow hung on to this 1-goal lead, still only allowing 2 shots on net by Gale Force. This ball straight towards the box, though, gets knocked to the corner. Violet Panda cannot win that challenge. Oh, but getting the pick there was Turbo Pulsa. K-Dop on the rotation, giving it off to Panda. Panda off to the corner, and now they're gonna have to try to win it here. Opts for Turbo. 1:25 now. Panda has to just roll back, wait for Greasy, and gets it by him. We are essentially Fickle playing volleyball.
Well, I was gonna mention that the strategy for offense for Gale Force here is not to do their one-and-done passing plays. In that previous attrition, or that previous attack, they really wanted to starve them a boost. Now that they've finally broken out, they have to redo that whole cycle if they want to get a goal in against EnVyUs.
Both teams showcasing some great backboard and backwall defense, preventing a lot of shots on net, although since then, EnVyUs has gotten 3 more shots to add to their previous 2. 45 seconds left to go. Panda looking to tie this game up. Away by Greasy Meister. A double commit on the offensive is knocked away again by Remco. Devo, the short hop air dribble coming straight down. His buddy getting demolished. 30 seconds left. Turbo broken up by Greasy. The shot towards the net. K-Dop just gets it away and keeps this game in play for Gale Force. 15 seconds left. Turbo cannot get it down. That's a pick by Devo. K-Dop able to get back, but Devo keeps it in play. If they keep it over here, this game is all but over, and EnVyUs could take a 3-2 lead in the series. Time is ticking down. That will do it. EnVyUs takes a 3-2 lead. They are taking Gale Force to elimination station.
Turbo Pulsa at the very last moment of that game kind of just stopped playing. Like, the ball got put into his net. He didn't even try to defend it or keep it up. I don't like that at all. Like, it wasn't like it was a 2-goal lead and there was 5 seconds remaining. Like, there was definitely still doable. So I wonder if he's actually feeling a little bit discouraged off of that game's performance, because he's been getting worse as the series goes along. He was lights out in 2 and 3, but this one it was not.
Every time they had something offensive going, it was immediately turned away by EnVyUs. Again, playing the corners so well against Gale Force. They only had, I think it was, what, 3 shots on net all game? And, you know, usually Gale Force, with the defense that they play, they can afford to do that, but now they're gonna have to kick up the offense, because EnVyUs has proven in this series that today they can score on Gale Force.
EnVyUs is definitely looking for revenge against this Gale Force team, who beat them in their previous Summer Series finals. So now EnVyUs is like, all right, that was a fluke. We know we're the better team. We're coming for you. And they are 1 game away from going to play NRG in the finals, as we have a look of the crowd there. Crowd, do you think EnVyUs can do it, or do you think Gale Force is going to win?
Let's hear it right now. If you think EnVyUs is going to win, let me hear you cheer. If you think EnVyUs is going to win, let me hear you. All right, how about Gale Force? How about Gale Force? No one thinks Gale Force is going to win.
EnVyUs crowd, that's so surprising.
Here we go.
Gale Force was the favorite coming into this entire tournament.
The crowd's biased. Here we go.
Biased, in a crowd biased towards an EU team. Makes sense.
Well, game number 6 is underway. It is now officially do or die time for Gale Force eSports, as EnVyUs looks to win this game and move on to play NRG. Down, K-Dop looking to play it away, but all 3 members of EnVyUs up on this assault. And here, Greasy Meister playing this off to the other side of Gale Force territory. Here comes a demolition from Devo. Remco with the follow-up at K-Dop right there to challenge it away. K-Dop trying to hang this over, but Greasy gets it to Devo. Turbo coming back with a light shot, and Panda cannot keep Greasy away from the ball, as EnVyUs is able to throw it away yet again.
I wonder what the comms like are in Gale Force right now, as all 3 members are from different countries, and their English isn't the best. I know that, you know, they do know their bits and pieces of English, but I wonder how they actually communicate.
Devo going up for this shot, but is knocked away by K-Dop. And Remco coming from the sidewall. This ball immediately cleared back to EnVyUs territory. And another demolition coming out from EnVyUs. There, Devo took Greasy. The shot is way wide and turned away by K-Dop. Keeping it in, Remco. Remco with another demolition. I think that they're just trying to, you already felt like the wind is knocked out of Gale Force. And then they're just trying to stomp them into the ground with these demolitions.
Wow.
What a wreck by Turbo Pulsa from the pass from K-Dop. It's 1-0.
These types of redirects are so hard to get pace on because you have to let the ball hit you. And actually, Turbo still had his secondary flip on that. Catches it with the underside front of his car and then flips into it. Normally, you don't get a lot of power with the underside of your car, but if it gently glides off of you, you can create a lot of surprising power.
And as soon as I say Gale Force got the wind knocked out of them, suddenly a gust of wind has taken over this field. Now, EnVy is going to have to fight back to try to tie this game up. Greasy downfield. There's no one back, and coming back quickly was K-Dop. Greasy off that back wall. The shot from Remco is a tie game for EnVyUs.
Interesting shooting position here for Remco. He had a lot of the net to shoot for, yet he manages to get it top left near post. I don't know if that was more undefendable than maybe a far angle, but it works for him because he got it up and fast. Like, that was certainly the fastest area of the goal he could shoot on, but it works for him.
Oh, Greasy flicking past one. In support is Remco. Devo looking to finish. It is knocked away by Gale Force. Greasy flying back to at least buy his team time to rotate back. Remco does just that. About half the game left. Remco clearing it off to the side. Over to Greasy. Greasy hanging it over for somebody to get. Instead, it was K-Dop. And Devo able to clear it away. But there, Panda, the turbo, the shot. There's the turbo pulse, so we know it's 2-1 Gale Force.
About 10 seconds ago, Violent Panda came streaking into the net to get a demolition. And even he didn't demo the player from EnVyUs, but even just by doing that, forcing them to jump and get off kilter, it forces the rotations to be off sync for EnVyUs and allows Gale Force to create the passing opportunities in the middle.
K-Dop steals this one away, but Remco is able to make the save. And Panda, Devo meeting there on the third. Here comes Remco to Devo, but broken up by K-Dop. Turned away by Greasy Meister. Gale Force with this lead, looking to force game number 7. Turbo over to K-Dop. K-Dop puts it in. It's 3-1 Gale Force.
This is the Gale Force offense that we wanted to see from this series. Looking like they're playing this game so much better than the previous one, and we might be on our way to another 7-game series.
Could not ask. You really just couldn't ask for anything better. 2 minutes left to go in this game. Oh my goodness, K-Dop gets it right under Devo. And Violent Panda looking to keep it in play. Violent gonna rotate back after he steals that boost, and he comes straight into Turbo. Turbo, the shot saved by Greasy Meister. Coming up, Devo. K-Dop could not find that ball. K-Dop looked like he just rolled it up under him. And now Turbo, actually no one finds that ball. There's a light shot from Panda, and 3 members of EnVyUs all in the net. Stuff K-Dop trying to make that shot and force his way in.
Everybody linked axles in that moment, and then they just banded together to put bodies in front of the net as their last-ditch effort to stop Gale Force's offensive prowess. Minute and 14 remaining in this game, number 6. Gale Force are looking like they're going to force game 7. We just saw 7 games between North America, and Europe is not disappointing.
Remco throwing this down. It is EnVyUs trying to get the offensive assault going. We said, you know, Gale Force was held to 2 shots on net in game number 5. Well, here in game 6, they have a lot, and they have Turbo Pulsa as Greasy Meister makes a great save. Those slow plays can be so hard to make a good read on. EnVyUs not able to get this downfield. Only 3 shots on net, and there are 9 from Gale Force eSports.
All right, Turbo Pulsa is back, and he's ready to play.
Yeah, I'd say.
Didn't have a lot of presence. Man, what a save.
Great reads from the defense as well from EnVyUs, but defensive reads are going to only get you so far. You're down 2 goals. You got to get downfield and put more shots on net. There's only 18 seconds left. They have to score with time left if they want to move on to the grand finals. Remco Gonna opt for Greasy here. There's a demolition by Remco, but Turbo's right there to knock it away. Panza with the follow-up. Time is ticking down. We are going to game number 7 in our second semifinals match between EnVyUs and Gale Force.
Man, can you ask for a better day of Rocket League?
You can.
This is ridiculous. We just saw NRG Selfless go to 7 games.
Go to the last second of the 7th game.
So, if Europe doesn't want to disappoint, we are going to see nothing short of a spectacular Game 7. And this is it. This is a single elimination bracket on the final day.
Yeah.
Winner goes on to play Grand Finals versus NRG. Loser is out.
And granted, the loser of this match still walks away with $7,500. Not a small chunk of change at all, but everyone wants the lion's share. EnVyUs, Gale Force, they both want the lion's share of that $75,000 prize pool. Now, this is it. Both teams, do or die. You lose, you're out. You win, you're in. Let's go. Gale Force versus EnVyUs. Game number 7. We're getting underway. You hear some of the Gale Force cheers out in the crowd, but as we saw earlier, this crowd wants EnVyUs to win. But Gale Force looking to disappoint this crowd in a spectacular fashion. Now Greasy off over to Devo, tapping it for Remco. Remco hitting it high off the backboard and turned away by Turbo Pulsa. K-Dop straight towards the net, thrown away by Remco.
I'm really looking for Turbo Pulsa to have another spectacular game.
This could be deadly. Oh, Panda, he had K-Dop in support, but opted to go for the double touch himself. And Remco gonna be able to clear this to midfield. Devo coming to clean up. Turbo, can he get this away? Well, he gets it to the other side of the zone. And teams fighting for possession of this ball. Here's Panda going to K-Dop. The light shot up is saved by Greasy Meister, but Turbo is in for the shot off the ceiling. K-Dop cannot find it, turned away by Remco. Here, Panda again. Gale Force will not let up the assault. Still coming around for the rotation. They gotta reset. But Gale Force still maintains possession of this ball. Can Turbo find the shot? He dumps it for K-Dop, and K-Dop slams it against the corner. Gonna allow EnVyUs to take this one out.
Turbo Pulsa with an opportunity here. Ooh.
Oh! He had the pick, he had the dunk, but it just went wide. This ball, every time it gets to midfield, just finds its way to an EnVyUs corner. Turbo Pulsa cleared away by Greasy. And K-Dop's just gonna catch this one to the corner. Can Greasy get a shot? He's just gonna opt for Devo. Knocked away. K-Dop now looking for his own. The short hop under top. It's K-Dop. 1-2-0. Gale Force takes the lead.
Sometimes the best play is to just do nothing.
Oh man, that's so good.
K-Dop is just gonna smother the ball in that instance. He's thinking like, I'm already so far in the I'm already in the middle of the field. It's gonna be hard to cut left or right without them seeing that. So he's just gonna force the ball in.
Oh, that's a great play by Hansa to keep it along the box, but it is knocked away. And we talk a lot about Turbo on Gale Force. And a name we haven't mentioned in turn a lot is K-Dop. A lot argue that he is quite possibly the best player in the game today. But Turbo throwing this downfield, an open net. It's 2-0 for Gale Force.
That hurts for EnVyUs.
It hurts.
That is, you have to make that save. I know it's like a really hard clear, but you're the last person back. Game 7. If you're not making that save, then you don't deserve to be Grand Finals.
Absolutely. Gale Force, 2-0 lead. Can Panza find the net? A huge whip by Devo. It's a 3-0 lead. We're not even halfway through.
The wagon is falling apart here for EnVyUs, and that was actually quite an interesting touch there. I want a replay on that one.
The Gale Force fans have come out in force, hearing GFE in this giant tent. It's a small, I call it a small arena. It's a better term for it. Remco throwing this out. Now halfway through this game, EnVyUs has a lot of work ahead of them. Already proving that Gale Force couldn't come back from a 3-0 deficit. Can EnVyUs prove otherwise? Well, right now it's Gale Force on the assault. A lot of people might see the matchup that we thought we would see between possibly the two best teams in Rocket League, as both teams again fighting for possession. Greasy ends up throwing it down to Panza, but here comes Devo. Devo, the shot towards the net, turned away by K-Dot. Remco coming back around, could not find that second hit. Greasy Meister. Devo cannot get there. There's no one in net. It's a fourth goal for Gale Force, running away with game number 7.
This is the same exact scoreline that we saw in game number 2 versus these two teams. Gale Force, 4-0 lead over EnVyUs. It's done. I don't see EnVyUs coming back from this.
Fickle's calling it. There is still time left, but EnVyUs is going to have to take control of this game. They have not had it. They have one shot on net. Devo not able to get up in time. Here's Remco off the ceiling, coming straight down. There's a lot of bumps, and a second tap by Greasy hangs it over the box, but no one is there for the follow-up, and Devo has to come back to make a hard save, and Remco back over to Devo. You think they got to score with at least a minute left if they even have a chance, Fickle.
Yeah, clock is winding down. If they want any sort of chance, like you said, ball needs to go in now, and then they have to have quick successive goals. And against a Gale Force team that has shut you out previously in this series, I just really don't see it happening.
K-Dot, Panda downfield already, but Greasy throwing it down to Remco. And again, Gale Force just throwing away every opportunity EnVyUs tries to create. As soon as they try a passing play, there's K-Dot to break it up. As soon as they try to get it to the other corner, there's Turbo Pulsa to keep it in the zone. As soon as they try to get it over the net, there's Violent Panda to boom it downfield. Just overall dominant performance by Gale Force eSports in this game number 7. Absolutely deserving to move on to the grand finals, barring any ridiculousness out of EnVyUs. That is exactly where they are headed. Panza just keeps it over in the zone. There are 30 seconds left. Cars blowing up everywhere. Gale Force looking to surge past EnVyUs as this ball just sails to the other side of the zone. And now, with 15 seconds left, it is safe to say that Gale Force will be moving on to the grand finals to face NRG.
Really, really disappointing game number 7 for EnVyUs, as they're going to let another goal go in. That is not how you want to perform in game 7 when the chips are down, with 2 whiffs that cause open nets. And EnVyUs, sometimes you lose, but this is a loss way worse than normal.
Absolutely, and it for a game number 7, it hurts. You know, it wasn't as competitive as we thought it would be, but it just goes to show you again. All right, Gale Force, they took you, you were able to take it 7 games. You were at match point 2 separate times. Show me what you got. Show me why people are talking so highly about you. Show me what you've shown me the last few weeks at all of these tournaments. And that's what they've done here. Even with all the cards down in a 7th game, when they're challenged to the brink, they still